All right, guys, so we're actually moving into exponent powers, and there's a lot of notes for this, and you'll have to forgive me. I'm actually holding my iPad because my stand is in the other room. So this is going to be a lot of notes for you to write, so I'm going to go over everything. You're probably going to want to pause because I'm going to try and go over it quickly, so that way the video is not crazy long, and then you can pause it to write the notes. So the first thing is exponent powers. So the first one is the product of powers. When multiplying powers with the same base, you're going to add their exponents. So if you're doing 4 to the second power times 4 to the third power, all you're going to do is add the exponents. So it's going to be 4, and then you're going to do 2 plus 3 for the exponent, so it's going to be 4 to the fifth power. So the same thing if we have a base that's a variable. So if we have a to the fourth power times a to the sixth power, your answer is going to be a, and then you just add the 4 plus 6, a to the 10th power. If you have all variables, t to the m power times t to the n power, then your answer is just simply t to the m plus n. Pretty simple. When you're raising a power to a power, you're going to rewrite as repeated multiplication and then follow product of powers rule. So you're going to follow this rule after you rewrite it as repeated multiplication. So what does that mean? If we have 3 to the fourth power, and then that's in parentheses, and we're raising that whole thing to the third power, we are going to rewrite it as repeated multiplication. So we're going to do 3 to the fourth power times 3 to the fourth power times 3 to the fourth power. And then we're going to follow the product of powers up here. So remember, we just add the exponents. So this is going to be 3 to the 4 plus 4 plus 4. And when you add 3 fours, you get 3 to the 12th power. Okay, another example using variables. If I have w to the fifth power and I'm raising that to the fourth power, okay, I'm going to rewrite this as repeated multiplication. So this is going to be w to the fifth power times w to the fifth power times w to the fifth power times w to the fifth power. I rewrite it 4 times because it's being raised to the fourth power. Just like here, I wrote it 3 times because it's being raised to the third power. And then I'm going to do w, and then I'm going to add all these exponents. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which gives me w to the 20th power. So those are your first 2 powers. You're probably going to want to pause the video so that you can write all this down and then start it once you are ready to move on, because there's a lot. Okay. So the next one is the quotient power. So quotient meaning dividing. So to divide powers with the same base, you're going to subtract their exponents. So if I've got 4 to the fifth power and I'm dividing it by 4 to the second power, it's going to be 4 to the 5 minus 2, which is going to give me 4 to the third power. If I've got a to the m power divided by a to the n power, it's just going to be a to the m minus n. All right, the 0 power. This one's the easiest. Any base greater than 0 to the 0 power equals 1. Okay, so any base that's greater than 0, as long as your base is a number that's larger than 0, to the 0 power, the answer is going to be 1. I know it's confusing sometimes because you think, oh, why isn't it 0? But the answer is going to be 1, not 0. Any base that is 0 to the 0 power, the answer is undefined. Literally the word undefined. So if you have a problem that says 0 to the 0 power, your answer, you would write undefined. Okay, go ahead and pause it if you need to write all this down, and then I'm going to keep going. You can start it back up when you are ready. And here we have the negative power. any negative power is rewritten as a fraction. I'm going to move my hands for a second here. Is rewritten as a fraction where the numerator is 1 and the denominator is the base to a positive power. Okay, so what does this mean? If you've got a base raised to a negative exponent, you're going to rewrite it as a fraction, put 1 as the numerator, and then put the base and the positive version of the exponent as the denominator. So if you've got a base raised to a negative power, you're going to rewrite it as a fraction, putting a 1 on top as the numerator, and putting the base with the positive version of the power on the bottom. And then we're not going to worry about simplifying expressions right now. So as long as you get all these written down, okay, you're going to be good to go. And then I'm going to give you some practice problems I would like you to do. And you're going to use these notes to help you with those practice problems. And then you're going to submit a picture of your notes. Make sure you have all pages and they are clear. And then you're also going to just submit those quick practice problems to me. So this was a lot of information. You may need to watch the video more than one time, and that's completely fine. Okay, but make sure you're using your notes. And then if you have any questions, let me know. All right, guys. Thank you.